In this video, I'm going to cover how the sales orders get pulled into your Katana account from BigCommerce. So we'll cover some of the basic areas with respect to what information is pulled in and how it looks. So for starters, what I want to show you is that when we did the setup process, we imported 3 existing sales orders. And when those sales orders came in here to the sell screen on the open list, there is a link off to the right that shows it's from BigCommerce, and you can also click on that link to go directly into the BigCommerce sales order that was created as a result of that import. In addition to that, when we're inside of Katana and we open up the sales order, you can see all of the items that were pulled in from that SO, and there is still a link where you can open it in the BigCommerce page. So, what do we see here and how does this information flow in? First off, the pieces of data that you'll see would be the customer's name, the sales order number. You'll also see the bill to and ship to addresses, plus each individual line item as it was imported originally. The price. Also, if you're working with multi-currency, this information will do a transition since we're currently using euros on my Katana account for costing, but we sold this in US dollars. So it gives you a nice little well-rounded overview of how everything looks. Now, a couple of things worth noting as well is what sales orders are actually importing. Sales orders import based on the settings that you have set for your Katana integration. So let's take a quick look at this and we'll cover the details. On the integrations page, once you're already connected, you can choose the reconfigure option. And you can see there's a couple of things in here that I haven't checkboxed. This includes the add custom items on open orders as products. I'm actually going to turn that on and I'm going to show you how it works. And then second, there is the add existing and future awaiting payment status orders. I'll turn that on as well. Now, when it comes to the awaiting payment status orders, this is usually the most common use cases for any business that's doing B2B sales where there's an invoicing process associated. So if you have the option for anybody who's checking out on your website to choose an invoice, then the invoice will be created, and then of course that sales transaction has to be taken place from the buyer perspective, which would put that into an awaiting payment status. Now, for many B2B customers that you might be working with, they might be regular customers, so you might have a process with them that's kind of automatic with your BigCommerce store, depending on what your configuration looks like. And that's pretty much how that works. So let's go ahead and make a test order on our BigCommerce store, and this should give you a nice, well-rounded view of how it's going to actually look. Let's make sure that these are all updated. We'll turn them on. Choose next, 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 confirm. So we're good to go here. Now on our BigCommerce store, let's go and create a sales order by choosing add. And let's select a pre-existing client. So I have D@, this is one of our clients. We'll choose the address and select next. Now, when I was mentioning the custom product, that is this option right here, add a custom product. If you have that checkbox turned on in your Katana account, then that custom product will actually be added as a new inventory item on your Katana account. So that's what that checkbox actually does and solves. So I'm going to show you how to do that here in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and add an item directly to this customer sales order. We'll use this jar as an example. We'll select the black color, medium size, and we'll add the item here. Let's say that the customer is going to buy 3 units. Great. Now, let's say, for example, maybe I'm running some weird promotion and I have some extra products that I would include, but I don't normally carry them. I can go in here and add that custom product. And I could put in here something like, maybe they bought it from a special sale. And let's say that they bought wooden spoon. We can even assign it an SKU if we want. And then provide a price, let's say a manual price, let's say $10, and 1 unit. And we'll add that item as a custom item directly to the sales order. Now, once that's been done, You'll choose your billing address, and I'm using flat rate shipping in my use case. And then for the finalization, on this page, there actually is a section here that is comments and notes. And so what you can put inside of here is a comment on the sales order that's also visible to the customer. So I'll just put test comment visible here. And this will be visible inside of the sales order that gets imported into your Katana account just as well. Now, doesn't matter where the sales order is created. You can create it in the back end of your BigCommerce account. You can also create it on your actual website. I'm doing it from the back end, so in either case, it will import directly to Katana. So on the finalize option, we're going to do the manual payment option here, and this will put the actual sales order into awaiting fulfillment status, which as you might recall, the two statuses in which we will import an order is awaiting payment or awaiting fulfillment. Awaiting fulfillment orders are always going to be already paid for prior to it being imported to Katana. This means that the customer did a transaction with a credit card on your website, or if, let's say, you prepared it manually, they paid in cash or they paid in a point of sale in your store, for example. It doesn't matter. But in this case, that item will be marked as paid and awaiting fulfillment as a status for your BigCommerce account, and then it will be sent in as an open order inside of Katana. So that's it, pretty straightforward. Of course, you can apply discounts and all that other good stuff, but what Katana is going to associate everything with is it's going to pull in the shipping address and the billing address. It will pull in the products and the quantities, the prices. It will make the conversion from euros to dollars since I'm using multi-currency feature. It will also import this comment down here at the bottom and add the wooden spoon, which we just created as a custom item based on the settings as a new product in our Katana account. So a lot of stuff going on with the import of the sales order. So let's give it a try and see what it looks like. Okay, so once we have done that, the sales order will be order number 105 for Deb and 31 euros, which will be converted to dollars on our account. So let's look in our sales order list and see what that looks like. Great, there it is, order 105. As you can see, it has converted on the spot rate to $33, even though it was 31 euros. If we open it up, what do we see here? You'll see exactly what is important, and this will be the item, 3 units, bill to, ship to, also the converted total in US dollars, and then the wooden spoon, which has been created as a new item in Katana. As you can see, it doesn't have any items in stock and it doesn't have any ingredients because it doesn't exist at all in Katana as a product or an item that you manufacture. And then as you can see at the bottom in the additional info section from the customer notes that we have, that data is added right here. That's useful for any situation where maybe you have to provide a link for the customer, or the customer provides a link, for example, in a certain item that you might be making for them, or whatever the case may be. In addition to that, the link to opening in BigCommerce becomes available, so you can go straight to the sales order from the Katana menu and see all of the associated data here as well. So that's how sales orders get imported into Katana from BigCommerce. In the next video, we're going to do a quick demonstration of what the order fulfillment sync looks like when you're completing those sales orders.